Good morning. I just spent the last 2 hours on the roads of Calgary. Winter driving, fun times. Listen, hi. I am your holistic nutrition practitioner. I'm Luca. I have a little thing to tell you this morning because I've been doing these little lives to give an idea of what's coming up. So I have a gut loving boot camp, right, Max? Max agrees with me. He's right there. He's chit-chatting. He's so funny, that guy. So I have a gut loving boot camp coming up, and it is starting on October 31st because it's scary. Oh my gosh, doing the work of supporting your gut health is actually not scary. But I just think it's funny. We're starting on October 31st. That's when the welcome module comes. So we've talked a little bit about the fats. That's Max's favorite, he says. Do you want to see him? Look at him. It's a scary world out here. Thank God for my dog who protects me. Poor mailman is terrified of him. Anyway, okay, so here's the deal. I talked about fats. I talked about building your own food as medicine toolkit. Yesterday, dove into some of the content that you'll get in that digestive detective course. This is all included in this Gut Lovin' Bootcamp. The fourth video that you're going to get is all about, well, hang on a second. If my digestion is not currently working, what are kinds of things that I can put in place short term right now to do some of that fixing or to do the mitigation pieces that can help enhance how my digestion is going to work. So you have two options. So module 4 is like this choose your own adventure kind of thing where you get to choose either are you going to go sprouted or are you going to go paleo? And we dive into why you might want to do one over the other, which one might better suit you, and how to do it. I have 18 hours a day to prep food versions, and I have 20 minutes to get food on the table versions. So of either the going sprouted or going paleo. And we talk about what it is in those grains and nuts and beans and seeds and legumes that can be curbing your ability to digest. See, anything that is a seed with a potential of becoming a plant can turn off your digestion, steal your minerals, and eventually deplete your resources. And that contributes to that inflammation at the gut lining. This is one of the biggest contributors to leaky gut, actually, is those junctions coming apart at that intestinal level. We dive into it. We talk about the why. We talk about how to circumvent it. We talk about sort of cheat sheet ways to make it a doable thing. So we talk about reality and we talk about how to make it work. Now that is going to be part of the Gut Lovin' Bootcamp. How do you know you have gut issues and working at the gut would be of benefit? I'm going to tell you. If you answer yes to any of these questions, are you ready? Okay, this is off the top of my head. Let's see if I can get them all. There's like so many. Do you have an autoimmune disease? Do you have a list of foods you can't tolerate? Is there now more foods added to that list that you can no longer tolerate? Is that list getting longer? Do you have hormonal stuff? So that can show up as PCOS, which is actually more blood sugar, but let's not talk about it. That's a whole other video. Do you have hormonal stuff? Do you have migraines? Is it hard for you to get out of bed in the morning progressively? How's menopause going for you? Is the switch into menopause being super tricky? How are your periods? Do you have super PMS? Do you have a heavy flow? Other hormonal stuff. How's your thyroid? Whether it's an autoimmune condition or just an underactive metabolism you feel like. Are you cold? A lot, even though you're bundled up in blankets. How's that inner fire stoked? How's your sleep? Sleep is entirely a hormonal function. So is your sleep disrupted? Okay, so that's the the hormonal balance. Let's talk blood sugar imbalances. So blood sugar imbalances can show up like type 2 diabetes or the just about type 2 diabetes. Metabolic stuff, right? Blood sugar imbalance can also be you're waking up in the middle of the night making all of the lists. Do you get hangry a lot? Do you need to eat steak 3 times a day because otherwise you're going to punch a hole in the wall? That was me, and it wasn't steak, it was burgers. It's all cool. I'm working on it still. And it's a life progress thing. I think it's a lifelong thing. Other things with blood sugar imbalances, do you have scatterbrained, and do you have times where you feel stress quite keenly? Are you currently skipping breakfast because you're not hungry in the morning? That can be a blood sugar balance and a hormonal imbalance as well. So those are some of the ways that knowing you need to get to gut stuff is important. What are some of the other ways? Any autoimmune condition, any skin stuff. So hives, eczema, psoriasis, those types of things. Do you have liver stuff? Do you have cystic acne? Do you have gallbladder issues? Have you had to have your gallbladder taken out? There's a digestive issue at the root of that. Do you have super gas that clears the room? Do you have undigested food in your stool? It's probably one of the biggest ones. Yeah. And corn doesn't count. No one can digest corn anyway, unless you get the cold corn from Rick Kohut, who's no longer growing it, which makes me sad. Anyway, other ways that you can know that you need digestive help. Are you super burpy? And do you feel like you've had a meat baby when you're eating a steak? Do you also super bloat when you have gluten? Have you had to take gluten out and then felt better? Do you have hay fever? Do you struggle through environmental allergies? Do you smell paint or perfumes or nail polish stuff, and do you react? There is at the core of all of these things an issue with digestion. And digestion really, it's about taking food and bringing it down into nutrients. Can your body take food and break it down into nutrients? If you're only doing sort of halfway job, because your digestion is impacted, now what? Well, now it's an extra burden on your immune system, first of all. Second of all, it contributes to more permeability at the gut lining, leaky gut, and that stokes the fires of inflammation. So really, is there anybody under the age of 70 who can't stand to do some gut love? No. I think everybody under the age of 70 can stand to do some gut love. And everybody who's above 70 would do well to also support the gut. Who is well suited to this program? You're ready for this program if you're ready to start changing some of the things. You're ready for this program if that list of foods is starting to get longer, the foods you can't tolerate, the foods that give you grief. If you're not eating dairy and you've cut it out, have you fixed the issue? You've taken the food that offends out, but did you put in the foods that do the repair? These are some of the issues and questions that we're going to answer in this Gut Lovin' protocol or Gut Lovin' Bootcamp. It's a group program. There are 6 Saturdays where you're going to get a video module. 4 of them are video, 2 of them are just work stuff. There's also 3 full-hour live hour Q&A sessions with me. We'll dive into and make it personal, answer any questions that come up, and individualize some of the recommendations that are found in the program. For example, when we get to the Food as Medicine toolkit, you start to build things like meat stock and bone broth. Well, how do you know which one's right for you? We'll talk about it. Oh, add in ferments. Luca, ferments make me lose my pants. I have explosive diarrhea every time. Oh, we'll talk about what's going on for you and how to get you to the stage where you can actually take in fermented foods. So we put those building blocks in place. It's not an all or nothing. It's there is this and then there's this. Where are you on the gamut and where do you want to go? Are you here and you want to move towards this side? Good idea. Let's put those small pieces in place. And the beautiful thing about food is that it's so gentle. You're eating 3 times to 5 times a day. How can the food you're eating not support you? How can the food you're eating not have an impact on how you're feeling? How can the food you're eating have such a big say in how you make it through your day? Here's a secret. The long line of people who came before you, all those grandmothers that are behind you, that you're at the front of the line right now, they've been waiting for you. And this is the time to do that work. This is the time to do that work because we're returning back to the wisdom of our elders through this Gut Lovin' Bootcamp. We're talking about food. It's just food. There are no supplements. There's no special things. There's no, I have to go root around and order things online. None of that. This is all regular, old, real food that you're going to bring to the table. Now, if you currently are working through an autoimmune condition, what you feed and nourish yourself can have such a big sway on how you're going to make your way through the day. So understand this. The food ideas that we're presenting in this Gut Lovin' Bootcamp, they're for everybody at the table. It's not a kind of thing where you are going to do your own thing and then provide dinner for everybody else. This is dinner for everyone at the table because it is real food, and real food is always going to be what best supports the physiology of every single human and dog and cat sitting at your table. Yes, our animals too. So meat stock, bone broth, ferments, those kinds of things we'll talk about. But when we get to that fourth module, which I was intending to talk about today, we'll talk about why going paleo can move the needle faster for some, how going paleo can be troublesome for others, and how going the sprouted route could be an option for you. Because it has to be manageable, it has to be doable. Because here's the secret. If we make it too stressful for you, we're undoing everything we're trying to do. Stress is the biggest piece of the puzzle. And that's actually the biggest part of how I approach my work, is I try to think of ways to support you so that you feel held, so that you feel heard, so that you feel capable and confident to put those pieces in place one thing at a time. And I come from the world of adding in the good. We're not going to take away. We're just going to add in the good and see how that feels first. So listen, this all launches October 31st. Early bird registration will open up this Friday. So you get first dibs on securing a spot. There's only a limited number of spots because I don't want it to get too overwhelming with too many questions. So we're keeping it a small group. That opens on Friday. And here's the thing. If you get your name on the wait list, I save a spot for you. You don't even, if on Friday you're like, I don't want to register, I'm backing out. That's okay too. Just get your name on the wait list first. It doesn't register you in the program, but it does save a spot for you if you want it. So you still have time to think about it. $99 for 6 weeks, including 3 full one-on-one live hours with the entire group and me. Oh my gosh, guys, this is a steal of a deal. This is for the person who's like, I've been wanting to go see Luca, but I don't know. And that's a big investment. This is a smaller financial investment, but a bigger time commitment. So if financial is what stopped you, this is it. If the time commitment is what has stopped you in the past, this is more time. This is more work than coming to see me one-on-one, but it costs a lot less. So pick what works for you, okay? Because I'm on Team U. I'm always going to be on Team U. So get your name on the wait list. You're going to save actually some money off of the $99 cost, the cost of $99. Registration opens to everybody else next Tuesday. So do you want to join us? Here's a question for you. Do you want to feel good? Do you want to feel better? Do you want to know how your kitchen can be your ally? Do you want to make friends with your food? Do you want the food to actually love you up from the inside out and feel better? I think you should join us. So the Gut Lovin' Boot Camp is part of the Real Food Redux. It's part 2 of 3 parts. We're breaking them up this fall, and we're doing them very separately because they can all stand on their own. So I hope you can join us. I look forward to chatting with you, actually. So, yeah, there you go. If you have any questions, hit me up. Send me a private message. You can book in for a free 15-minute consult, too. That way, we'll have your questions answered directement. And if you're having a hard time finding the links to anything, then just let me know. I'll set you up. If you want some help and you want to join us, say I'm in the comments below. And I'll send you the direct link to get your name on the wait list. Okay. In the meantime, stay warm. Take your time on the roads. They're a little bit sketchy this morning. And look forward to seeing you very soon. Ciao, ciao. Where do I end the video? Right here. Bye.